Wraith by William Toney. Chapter 27, Ascensions and Confrontations. Jason becomes Eris's avatar. Jason stood on the rooftop, clutching the pendant in his hand. The cool night breeze felt charged, as though the world itself held its breath. Eris circled him, her golden gown trailing behind her, glowing faintly in the moonlight. "You've proven your willingness to go to extremes," Eris said, her voice smooth and sharp as glass. "But willingness alone isn't enough. To truly become my avatar, you must accept the power I offer, and everything that comes with it." Jason's jaw tightened. "I've already proven I'll do what it takes." "Prove it again," she said, stepping closer, her golden eyes locking onto his. "Give yourself to me fully. Accept my power, my purpose. Only then will you become something more." Jason hesitated, the pendant's cold weight against his palm a reminder of the choice before him. He thought of Aaron, the Wraith, and the restrained justice he delivered. Jason had no such restraint. The city needed someone willing to destroy its rot entirely, no matter the cost. "I accept," Jason said, his voice steady, his conviction absolute. Eris's smile widened, triumphant. "Good boy." The pendant glowed faintly as Eris reached out, placing her hands on either side of Jason's head. The air around them thickened, and a searing pain shot through Jason's body. He dropped to his knees, clutching his head as visions flooded his mind. Hallucinations of fire, chaos, and a city bending to his will. "This is what power feels like," Eris whispered, her voice a haunting melody. "The ability to reshape the minds of others, to make them see what you wish them to see, to control their very thoughts." Jason writhed in agony, his veins alight with energy that felt too vast for his body to contain. Slowly the pain ebbed, replaced by a profound clarity. He rose to his feet, his breaths ragged but his eyes sharper than ever. "Now," Eris said, her tone like honey, "you are mine. Let's see what you can do." Lilah and the Spirit Spear. Lilah stood in the empty park, the silver bracelet on her wrist gleaming faintly under the moonlight. Her fingers brushed over the engraved eagle as the voice of her entity echoed in her mind. "Focus, Lilah. Draw upon your will. The spear is an extension of your purpose, your desire to protect." She closed her eyes, taking a deep breath. A soft glow emanated from the bracelet, and slowly, a shimmering spear of light began to take form in her hand. It was beautiful and weightless, yet it thrummed with power. Lilah smiled faintly, but the effort drained her. Beads of sweat formed on her brow as the spear flickered, then dissolved into nothing. "You must build your stamina," the entity said, its tone patient yet firm. "The spear is not a weapon of destruction. It is a tool of protection. Remember this, and it will serve you well." Lilah nodded, her resolve hardening. "I'll get stronger. I have to." The entity's voice softened. "You already have strength within you, Lilah. This power is merely the means to express it." She glanced toward the city skyline, her thoughts drifting to Aaron. Whatever he was facing, she knew she had to be ready to stand by his side and to confront the darkness she sensed closing in around them both. Aaron investigates Jason. Aaron moved through the dimly lit streets, his senses sharp and alert. The whispers of Jason Black's brutal actions had reached him, each account more grisly than the last. Allistor's voice echoed in his mind, laced with amusement. "You've made quite the impression on this city, Aaron. So much so that even the unremarkable are trying to emulate you." "He's not like me," Aaron muttered, his jaw tight. "He's a butcher." "Oh, I agree," Allistor said, his tone mockingly soothing. "But isn't it fascinating to see what happens when your shadow becomes someone else's spotlight?" Aaron ignored him, his focus on the trail Jason had left behind. He followed the rumors to one of Wright's abandoned warehouses, its exterior decrepit but still imposing. Inside, Aaron found the remnants of Jason's chaos, bodies strewn about, their faces twisted in expressions of terror. "This isn't justice," Aaron whispered, his stomach churning. "No," Allistor agreed, materializing beside him. "But it's effective." Aaron glared at the demon. "I won't let this continue." Allistor smirked. "Oh, I'm counting on that. The question is, will you stop him before he outpaces you? Aaron's eyes narrowed, his resolve hardening. I'll stop him, and if Eris is involved, I'll stop her too. Jason and Aaron confront each other. Aaron tracked Jason to another stronghold, this one still active. He slipped inside, his presence concealed by shadows as he observed Jason in action. The scene was chaos. Jason's new powers sowed terror among Wraith's men. One clutched his head, screaming at hallucinations only he could see. Another staggered, his movements erratic as if fighting invisible chains. Aaron stepped forward, his voice cutting through the chaos. Jason! Jason turned, his expression shifting from surprise to a twisted grin. The Wraith, he said, spreading his arms. Come to admire my work? This isn't justice, Aaron said coldly. You're turning into the very thing you claim to fight against. Jason laughed, the sound bitter and sharp. You're too soft. You leave them breathing. I make sure they can't hurt anyone ever again. You're no better than they are, Aaron said, his shadows coiling around him. And I won't let you keep doing this. Jason's grin widened. Then stop me. The fight erupted, Jason using his mind-altering powers to disorient Aaron. The walls seemed to close in, the air thick with phantom whispers. But Aaron pushed through, his shadows lashing out to counter Jason's attacks. The two clashed in a brutal and evenly matched battle, their abilities colliding in bursts of energy and raw power. Jason's confidence wavered as Aaron's shadows began to overpower his illusions, forcing him to retreat. This isn't over, Jason spat, disappearing into the night. Aaron stood in the wreckage, his chest heaving. Allistor's voice came, low and amused. Well done, Aaron, but you're playing a dangerous game. Aaron's eyes hardened. I'll end this. All of it. From a nearby rooftop, Eris observed the aftermath with a sly smile. They're perfect, she murmured to herself. Two weapons, neither of them realizing how sharp they can be. Let the game continue.